Hi, Bane here. Today I'm going to be voicing over a video giving you some facts about nuclear deterrence and the history of nuclear chemistry for your viewing pleasure. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the fun. In order to understand the importance of nuclear deterrence, we must examine the interesting history of the events that have culminated to create the most powerful energy known to mankind. As far back as 79 AD, pottery makers used uranium oxide to give a yellow tint to their ceramic glazes, but for centuries uranium's properties remained unknown. Antoine Henry Becquerel was carrying out experiments with fluorescence and phosphorus when in 1986 he made a remarkable discovery. After putting some rat photographic plates away in a darkened drawer, along with some crystals containing uranium, he found the plates had been exposed by invisible emanations from the uranium. Fission/atomic bond concept was provided in 1939 by Francis Perrin, who introduced the concept of the critical mass of uranium required to produce a self-sustaining release of energy. His theories were extended by Rudolf Fields at Birmingham University, and the resulting calculations were of considerable importance in the development of the atomic bomb. During the 1940s, scientists began to see the viability of a self-sustaining chain reaction might be possible. It would happen if enough uranium could be brought together under proper conditions. The amount of uranium needed to make a self-sustaining chain of reaction is called a critical mass. On December 2nd, 1942, Enrico Fermi led a group of scientists in creating the first self-sustaining chain reaction beneath the University of Chicago's athletic stadium, thus ushering in the nuclear age. From this point forward, most work regarding nuclear power was under the umbrella of the Manhattan Project, the aim of which was to develop a weapon to be used in World War II. These major discoveries and other minor ones led to the development of nuclear energy. You know, speaking of something happening beneath an athletic stadium, the idea of nuclear deterrence was created in 1946. Strategic analysis Bernard Brody when he wrote, "Thus far, the chief purpose of our military establishment has been to win wars. From now on, its chief purpose must be to avert them." The idea that Brody expressed was that of nuclear deterrence. Nuclear weapons should serve the purpose to prevent their use. Nuclear deterrence is the threat to retaliate with nuclear weapons. In general, deterrence refers to the attempt to create risks that lead the opponent to not engage in a certain policy or action. For deterrence to work, the risk must be disproportionately higher than any possible gain. For nuclear deterrence to succeed, certain physical and psychological preconditions had to be fulfilled. For a time after World War II, America held the upper hand with regards to nuclear superiority. It used this threat of massive retaliation as a means to deter Soviet aggression. By the late 1950s, the Soviet Union had built up a convincing nuclear arsenal that could be delivered on the territory of the United States and Western Europe. Countries armed with conventional weapons go to war knowing that even in defeat of their countries, their suffering will be limited. Calculations about nuclear war are made differently. If countries are armed with nuclear weapons go to war with each other, they do so knowing that the suffering may be unlimited. In a conventional world, one is uncertain about winning or losing. In a nuclear world, one is uncertain about surviving and being annihilated. Had between. I hate this. It's all one word. Why